Hey, it's Michael Saul with the Stock Market Trading Watch List for Monday, September 26, 2011. SPY video is up on the blog, and on that video I spend most of the time talking about what's going on over in Europe, France and Germany, trying to come up with a plan, infuse 3 trillion euro or something like that, and Greece will default, and they will try to backstop it so that it doesn't go and spread to Italy and Spain. So more on that over on the blog. For the SPY, the 50% retracement comes in around 115.30 to 115.40, and then you got the gap fill down here at, or up there rather, at 116.44, so about $1 higher. Now, it's really not that important, that 50% level, what exactly it is, and that's the reason why I don't sit there and measure it out. It's just a reference line. Okay, as it's trading up into it, then I'm going to look at an intraday chart and see if there's any pattern that sets up to confirm the resistance. All right, so these aren't magical numbers. I get questions all the time. What are your Fibonacci settings? What are your moving average settings? And great, they're important to have and they're important to use, but just remember, they're not magic, right? I mean, look at the NDX. Okay, it looked like it was headed for the 78.6. It reversed before it. So yeah, it's going into that level. And once again, I'm not one of these close enough kind of people either. I like to see the levels get tested, to at least the level that I was watching, if not a little bleed through. But if not, it falls a little short, then you got to change your battle plan. All right. So the NDX, still holding up okay here, and this could be another. Right, it's another higher low here. So the NDX is actually acting the strongest, right? The Russell went to a lower low, even though it wasn't by much. And then we had the inside day on Friday. So the S&P and the Dow, they went to a lower low, but not a new yearly low. The Russell went to a new yearly low, and the NASDAQ 100 has a higher low, another higher low. So the NASDAQ 100's been leading the way lately. So could we get a bounce here? Sure. I still think we're in a bear market. I think we're in a bear market again in the NASDAQ 100 because we're back below the 200-day, but the other indexes are below their respective 200-day moving averages. So I don't believe that they moved out of a bear market. Okay, the NDX back in the bear market here. So, yeah, we could get a bounce, but I'm going to be watching that bounce very carefully with volume and price, no matter what goes on over in Europe. And quite frankly, no matter what goes on over here in the States. Whatever they're going to try to do, the solution comes with time, right? I was talking to a very good analyst. He's on CNBC all the time. His name is Paul Schatz, and he told me that how this works itself out is over time. Okay, there's no magic bullet here. There's nothing that's just going to cure everything. So I believe we're going to be in a bear market for a little bit of time here, at least the next several months, if not longer. And again, if we get right back over the 200-day moving average and voila, then I'll just change my mind. All right, long-term forecasting is not my strong suit. And you know what? Anybody that says it's their strong suit, it's not really lying, but I think that they're just delusional. Like, who knows what's going to happen over the next few months or the few weeks, or in the next few weeks. All right, I'm just looking at it from a technical point of view, and from a technical point of view, we are very early in what would be a new bear market. All right. So anyway, that's that as far as the indexes go. Let's take a look at the stocks, some sectors here. Higher low on the stocks too. So technology trying to hang on here. Banks hit a new low. Brokers also hit a new low. So financial still under pressure. Makes sense, obviously, as there are a lot of things going on with some of these monsters. Look at Goldman down into double digits here. Still looking for this to trade down to the 80s. Okay, let's look at biotechs. Yeah, starting to come out of their flag. Not really in a rush though. Okay, healthcare, almost said home builders, also came out of their little channel here. Not in a rush. Oil. Okay, new lows. Getting smushed. Whoops. It's supposed to be GLD, not GLF. Gold. Looking for a breakdown out of this pattern. It came in the form of a gap and then another gap. So we can watch for a bounce actually sooner than later. Here's the Fibonacci retracement. You got the 78.6 down here at, what is that, 152.75. And then you got the 200-day. Stock I was looking at, this ANV, watching to see how it acts around the 200-day. Once again, I just don't use a level. Oh, it's at the 200, it has to bounce. You watch as it approaches it, and then you go to an intraday time frame and look for a pattern. Silver, okay, just got demolished here. And next support down here at, what is it, 2603. That would be next support. That's a nice 10% shave from here around that, right? Maybe a little bit more. What's it? Let's assume 30, so 10% would be 3. Yeah, it's actually more. Wow, be more than a 10% shave from here. Let's see. Look at some stocks like Pan American Silver. All right, has support there. And then nice batch of value over here. So below 25, this can go down to the 22s. All right, Apple pulling back here. Okay, showing real good relative strength. If the market bounces, this is a nice one to watch. Amazon, also nice pullback. Google, yes, under the moving averages here. Not really nice looking here, but if tech bounces, obviously you're going to watch that one. Baidu got creamed on Thursday, so I would look for a consolidation pattern here over the next few days, as long as it stays at or below the 200-day. Right? If it comes up and tests it, that's fine. That should set up a first continuation pattern to the downside, kind of something like this, but it didn't have the impulse leading into it. And of course, you watch for confirmation. Yeah, this looks like a great pattern, but boom, pop to the upside instead. And of course, it was over the 200-day. Now we're under the 200-day. Cena, okay, testing the lows here. Got these lows down here at 77.33 to watch next. If last week's lows give out. Okay, United Therapeutics, somebody wrote in and wanted me to take a look at. Yeah, I mean, this one used to be on my watch list. I used to watch this one. It had some pretty good daily travel range, but looks like the volume is, I mean, it's still trading over 1 million shares average, right? It's actually 1.6 million average, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of going on in the stock. You see here that it held this gap down bar, but it's not doing much. Could double bottom down here. Okay. Electronic Arts was requested. 200-day moving average coming up. I'd be watching that as support rather. Sorry. RIM, still think this goes under 20. Okay. Riverbed. I still think this at least tests the lows. Came a couple cents shy, if not breaks them and continues lower. Caterpillar. Yeah, looks like this one can go to the 60s. But remember, I mean, these are stretched here, so they could get a nice little bounce here. But this one could set up a nice flag. Okay, somebody wanted me to look at Ford, and I don't see anything there. What else? Let me look at my list. Hold on 1 second. Yes, okay. FDO. FDO had a nice push higher on Friday. All right, has a gentleman who asked me to look at this, said this has earnings. Please check yourself. Wednesday before the open. So this one may get a little bit of a pop. See, it's above the 78.6 now, right? It rejected it, rejected it, rejected it, rejected it. Just love it, right? And now finally we closed above it. But, after big expansion like this, I usually like to wait for some consolidation. But definitely watch this one. It could be in play for a retest of these highs ahead of earnings. We'll see soon enough. Marvel Technology. Okay, whoops, 1497 target. Nope, we'll take that off. 200-day moving average coming up. Had the nice day also on Friday. But let's see if this tests this 200-day up here in the 16s. Okay, so let's see what happens at the beginning of the week. Right now we're gapping up, but it's early. It's only 8:30 on Sunday night. So let's see if that sticks or not, and let's see if there's any news out of Europe, and if they're going to try to bail the continent out by infusing some money in and letting Greece default. All right, I'll talk to everybody again on Tuesday. Have a great trading day on Monday.